You're about to tune into a conversation between Angie Black, who is a full-time web designer and Thrive Themes enthusiast, and myself. You're going to be learning about how she, out of luck, discovered our tools and how they have totally transformed her life. And to be honest, it's a story and a journey that I think many of you may be able to relate to, because some of the things that she's been through, I could even relate to myself. But yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much, Angie, for joining me today. It is so good to have you. We were actually just talking off of camera how you and I have actually exchanged comments on our Facebook group. And, this year, since I'm doing customer case studies, it's so good to actually being able to speak with customers and see them and actually have a real conversation. But I want to hand over the microphone to you and just let you introduce yourself to our audience and give us a little bit of more information about what it is that you do.
Well, thank you for having me here. It's nice to talk with you after seeing you in so many videos and reading you in the Facebook group. It's also cool because it makes me feel that Thrive Themes cares about us customers, so that's really good. I'm a freelancer, I'm a website designer, and I specialize in high converting websites. So that's what I do.
Nice. I can actually relate a lot to what it is that you do. Prior to me joining Thrive Themes as a full-time employee, I actually used to run my own agency. That agency still exists, but I'm no longer involved because Thrive Themes already takes up too much off of my time. But I have a feeling that a lot of what you do correlates a lot to what I used to do back in the day, a couple of years ago. So hopefully we can have a really insightful conversation. So I want to ask you, for how long have you been a freelancer?
5 years. 5 years.
Okay. So, and before freelancing and, doing web design and development, what is it that you used to do prior to doing this?
So I've always been an entrepreneur. I was living back in the United States that time, and I've also loved traveling like all my life. And I was looking for ways to make money online and travel. There was like the boom, like 10 years ago, this boom of bloggers and people doing that. And I thought like I could do something like that, make money from my laptop and travel. I came up with an idea, a website, a dating website. That's how I got into this point. So
Tell me more.
Well, that's no longer what I do. It was how I started. So I hired someone to build a website for me, and I started learning about websites. And eventually, it didn't take off, and I decided to take a different path, and here I am.
Nice. So that is what drew you to online marketing and website building and web development in general. You kind of wanted to start your own gig, and then that you started learning. That's actually kind of similar to how I started, because I started by learning from my dad. He used to run a really small boutique agency, and he needed web developers and web designers. And I figured, okay, I was serving tables at the time, and I figured, okay, I'm kind of tired of doing this. I want to do something a little bit more fulfilling, and that's how I got into web design and development as well. Not starting a dating site, but doing something that got me into this beautiful universe. Now, I did stalk you online. I did browse through your site. I've read some of your pages, and I know that you've learned from some of the biggest online marketing gurus and entrepreneurs like Marie Forleo and Amy Potterfield. You've taken some of their courses, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so I did this school from Marie Forleo when I was with this entrepreneurial idea that I had. And that's basically how this website design kind of fell on my lap. I started meeting people, and since I knew things about website because I was building my own, I started helping other people, just like, out of, sharing knowledge, and they started hiring me. So eventually I moved from that. I will say these people like Marie Forleo, Amy Porterfield, there are many people out there, Donald Miller, probably have been like the root of all what I'm doing right now.
Would you say that these people inspired you to do what you do today?
More than inspiration, they gave me like useful tools, because I was so lost at the beginning when you have an idea and you really don't know how to implement it, how to make it like a reality. Um, like it's hard to find like what to use. There are many things out there, many platforms which can be confusing. So I will say more than inspiring, it was like really helpful, all the tools, and like basics and structure that I learned from these people.
That was going to be one of my questions. I mean, how difficult was it to take the leap and say, okay, I want to do this full time. I want to become a full time freelancer. Was that hard for you?
um Not really. As I said, like this kind of fell on my lap. People started sending me people, and at some point, I'm like, I'm ready. I don't need to be in one place. I'm just gonna do this full time, and I'm gonna start traveling. I've been traveling for a while already. Um, no, that wasn't hard for me. I'm kind of a risk taker, so
Nice. Yeah, we've got a few digital nomads here at Thrive Teams and also Motive. People that just grab their laptop and they were in one country one week and a different country on another week. I don't know how people do that. I'm a stay at home guy. Uh, I my a lot of what my job consists of is recording, and so I have my own recording studio here at home. But I'm a deep respect for all of you digital nomads. I think it's a really challenging life, but some people love it. Yeah. Now,
I
was there?
do.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, was there a something that you found challenging when you were starting out as a freelancer? A particular thing that you just couldn't crack? Something that that looking back you would be able to fix or do in a different way?
Well, in terms of technical parts, I will say learning WordPress was really challenging for me because up to that point I had like known other platforms like Wix, they're user friendly, they're more like drag and drop. It took me months to really understand how WordPress works, and but after that it's like it's not coming back from it.
So, that's interesting. So, the first platform that you ever tried out was WordPress.
No, no. I
Okay.
had done other platforms before, like Wix and those easy platforms. There is like all in
Those
one,
those
which makes
those
it
easy
easier.
platforms. Yes, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And if you found them easy to use, why make the switch to something like WordPress, where you found it a little bit, where you found the learning curve to be a little bit steeper?
Well, those platforms are the options are so limited, you know. And they and I started learning like, all the advantage of having your own website, paying for your own hosting, um, like being your own owner of whatever you have online, and the flexibility you have to do whatever you do. And usually, like over the long time, the cost of having a website on WordPress is way less than having it in another platform that could seem like easier. So, so
Have
yeah.
you have you seen the advantages, or have you helped entrepreneurs see the advantages of being in control of your business as opposed to relying on something like Wix or Squarespace or some other platforms?
Yes, yes, I will say I've had a lot of projects. There have been moving people from another platforms to WordPress,
And
and they
has
love
that
it.
experience for the most part being positive?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
Now,
because
was
I'm using five themes. That's my condition. Okay, I'll move you to I'll move you to WordPress, but only with five themes.
so that's interesting. Okay, now let me ask you: was Thrive Themes the first, like your main original tech stack, or did you try something else
No.
on WordPress before? Okay, what did you try?
Uh, I think I bought a couple of themes from the WordPress library. Um, I I think one of my first clients had Elementor, which I found it really confusing. Um, and then I remember that was probably 2019. I was working for someone, and she told me one day, like, they recommended me try themes, check it out. So that's how I new about Thrive Things.
That's now. I have to ask you: is there something in particular about Thrive Themes? I mean, putting Thrive Themes as a condition in like your contract. Hey, if you want me to work for you, I have to be able to use Thrive Themes. That's a moderate statement to make to to a potential customer. What is it about Thrive Themes that really makes your life easier, or that really attracts you to our suite of plugins?
Well, my first product from Thrive Things for myself was Thrive Architect, and I loved it so much. It's like, I don't know, I just like it was, I loved it. It was so easy, all the things I could do. It was fast, it was light, it was the way that I could optimize everything. So I started building before I. Back then, there was a theme that didn't last that long. I don't remember the name of that theme anyway. So what I did is before Thrive Theme launched the theme that we have right now,
Thrive Theme
Shapes.
Builder or
Yes,
Shapeshift, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Before that, I will make like the whole website only using Thrive Architect.
Yeah, I actually remember having to go through periods prior to having Thrive Theme Builder in the market. I would build websites that only consisted of landing pages. So I would have a landing page for a homepage, a landing page for an about page, a landing page for my
Yeah,
sales pages,
exactly.
and just to be able to use exclusively Thrive Architect and not have to depend on a third-party theme. I've been there. I feel you, Angie.
Yeah, and well, at that point, I had watched many tutorials, about Thrive themes, and I had learned like all what it can do. So if someone came to me with a different theme, probably I will have to go again, and start watching tutorials and use a lot of time, trying to learn things that I really don't know how to make. So, well, eventually I said like, I will only make it in Thrive themes, or I can only guarantee that it's going to be fully optimized and it's going to be, high converting using Thrive themes. Other than that, I cannot guarantee, um, well, that quality.
Gotcha. That makes perfect sense. Now, I have to ask you, you said that this kind of freelance life that you're on right now kind of just fell on your lap. But I want to ask you from a strategic standpoint, in case there's other freelancers watching this video, how do you go about finding new clients? Because you're in a very particular niche, right? I mean, you're a WordPress web designer. You are most specifically a WordPress web designer that only likes building with Thrive Architect and Thrive Suite. How do you go about finding new clients? Is it how much of it is it just word of mouth, recommendations from other customers?
Um, well, my first clients, I found them all in Facebook groups.
Nice. No, yeah, that makes sense.
Um, yeah, there was a really big group I was in, and I started helping people there, and that's where people started hiring me. And then, like, if someone would post, "Oh, I'm looking for a web designer," people who knew me, they tagged me. That was like my first source of clients. Then that people started referring me more people. I've been working with referrals probably um, over the last 3 years mostly. And then I still get clients from Facebook groups.
People underestimate, and I've got conflicted feelings here because here's the thing. I don't love Facebook as the platform itself, like the social media platform,
Oh, I
but
don't use
I'm
it for any social. It's
but
just,
I myself know how powerful it is in terms of getting inside groups, helping people out, building up a name inside a Facebook group for yourself, just helping people out and having other people reach out to you on Facebook because they've seen you helping someone out on that group. And it kind of just builds up like a snowball. It's like this snowball effect where, I mean, you've helped out so many people for free that you've built up a name for yourself and people are reaching out because they want to hire you. I've seen that happen even in our own Facebook group. This is why when we see a lot of comments come in through our Facebook group on Facebook, we typically like letting other people reply back to those comments prior to, for example, me coming in and helping someone out, because that gives freelancers like you the opportunity to kind of just build up a name for yourself. I think it's a great strategy.
well, I must say, I had gotten two clients from the Thrive Things Facebook group.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I've got a question for you. I mean, you're obviously a Thrive Themes power user. Now, Angie, let's assume that I name you right here, right now, CEO of Thrive Themes for a full day, and you've got all of the power, all of the resources that you want. You can do anything. You can add a new plugin to our suite of plugins. You can add new features to an existing product. You can do whatever you want. What would you change or implement or add to Thrive Themes?
I love this question. Right now, the first thing I will do 24/7 chat customer support. And I know everybody's going to back me up with this.
Interesting. Oh, so you're saying you would love for us as a company to offer 24/7 support?
Chat support.
Chat,
Yes.
like a live chat. Okay, I know that there's going to be people in the comment section backing you up. Um, yeah, you're putting me on a spot here.
Well, um, I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-huh.
Thrive Themes is all what I like. I really love it. I'm like, this is kind of like a marriage right now, me and Thrive Themes. It increased the price uh, in a good portion last year, and for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's still worth it. However, I would say, and support has been always really good to me, but it takes one day to get back each reply. You know, I don't know
Yeah.
if I can compare to another product.
No,
Um,
that's great feedback. Look, I know that like this morning, for example, I just checked our average rate of getting back to our customers is anywhere between 4 and 8 hours, depending on the difficulty of whatever it is that our customers need help with. At the end of the day, customer support is a really challenging thing, not just for Thrive Teams, but for many tech companies out there, because at the end of the day, you need to have well-trained people there that, it's not like artificial intelligence where you can just have an AI help someone out. We need to have a lot of smart people in the right places helping people out with the right challenges. And it's something that we're constantly working on. I have a feeling that this year in particular, we've made some really good hires. And I think that people are going to really be really satisfied. We've already seen a growth in customer satisfaction in November and December. I think that part of what people are going through right now is the fact that we did have that change in customer portals. We used to have one interface, now we have a different one that's more reliant on email. But I really do feel like, despite that people are kind of not happy about that move, we are seeing more satisfaction rates when it comes to actually getting customer problems resolved. And I
no,
think it's going to.
I've always getting my problem solved. Sometimes it takes longer, and I really don't know where customer service is based, but I usually get the replies at 2 a.m. my time. So then when I'm replying, I know I need to wait again until 2 a.m. usually next day. So I love my hosting provider. I'm not going to say who they are, but they have amazing customer service,
Hey,
chat
you
customer
can. You
service.
most certainly can. Yeah. I mean, freedom of
SiteGround.
speech. SiteGround. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
SiteGround.
yeah. I mean,
Yes.
I know.
They have they have chat support. If they will triple their price, I will keep paying them just for their chat support, customer support, which is amazing. And they solve most of my problems in 5 minutes. So I know it. I think probably a lot of the questions or problems I have for Thrive Teams customer support could be solved in 5 or 10 minutes chat.
Uh huh.
So whereas like I don't know if this emailing back and forth really is optimized at the end of the day.
Okay. Well, I can definitely. Well, people are going to watch this obviously, so your message is definitely going to be heard. So let me ask you a backup question. The feedback was absolutely outstanding, and I love it. But if I were to ask you the question again, and I give you the power to actually implement a product feature, not so much like, okay, working on our support, noted. But what about like a
Yeah, yeah.
legitimate product that you want to add into the.
Okay. I would love API integration with Flowdesk. It's like that would make my life so much better. And because I will say Flowdesk is my favorite email platform, and I really don't use it with all websites just because I can't really connect it to Thrive Themes or to any other platform the way other platform email marketing platform works. That's something I will do. And another thing, I will make a plugin or a program or something that is optimized for bilingual or multilingual websites. Um, that's like, I'm from Colombia. I speak Spanish, and I have many clients that they want bilingual websites, which I make them, and they are okay. They work okay, but there is not a translator plugin or program that is fully optimized for Thrive themes. So that's what I will do.
That's a good one. Yeah, translation plugins, not just that are Thrive themes friendly, but that work well on WordPress. There's a couple of them. WPML, I think, is probably the biggest one. But that's a good
That's
one.
the
That's
one
a
I
good one
use.
to. Yeah, that's a good one to
That's,
jot
that's,
down. Hey,
that's the one I use. That's the one I use, but and for pages it's okay. I mean, like I have to do most of the setup manually, but let's say for Thrive Apprentice, not really. So I found my way to make it work, but it's not fully optimized.
gotcha. Taking notes here. Okay, Angie, rapid fire questions that I like to ask, all of our customers that we're going to be talking to this year. Number one, and I have a feeling that I'm going to get the same exact answer for this one for the entire year. What is your favorite Thrive Suite tool?
Um, Architect.
Yeah, thought so. Okay. Do you use social media at all?
Uh, I have a personal Instagram account for my travels.
Gotcha. Nice. Okay. What is one book that everyone should read? It can be about anything.
Financial Feminist from Tori Dunlap.
Nice. That's Financial Feminist from Tori.
Dunlap. Dunlap.
Nice. Okay. I will definitely check that one out. And what is one movie that everyone should watch?
Wild Tales. It's an Argentinian movie. The name in Spanish is Relatos Salvajes. It's my favorite one. I watch it like every 6 months. I love it.
Why does that sound so familiar? Relatos Salvajes. That sounds really familiar to me as well. Um, okay, I'll check it out. Maybe I've seen it. Okay, and last, what is one marketing trend that you're excited about, if there's any?
Yes, AI bots for chats. For I'm actually like learning about it because I think like that's gonna optimize and that's gonna do a lot of things. I'm really excited about it, like how you connect it to Messenger and Instagram, um, chats, and all the conversion tools they have. It seems really cool.
There are so many great tools about this already out there. I've used some of them, and it's amazing how much knowledge you can feed into a chatbot and the conversations that artificial intelligence bot can have. As somewhat of a product knowledge base and stuff. I'm that one is one that I'm really excited about as well. Well, Angie, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I think people are going to really like this conversation.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. This is one of the many conversations that I want to have with Thrive Themes customers. If you want to sit down for about half an hour and have a nice conversation with me about how you're using Thrive Suite in your own business, be sure to visit the link in the description box and fill out our application form. In the meantime, here's another conversation that I had with Jordan Wilson, founder of Everyday AI, a podcast about helping small businesses and entrepreneurs navigate the convoluted industry of artificial intelligence.